final report on organic law on provincial and local level governments to be tabled in May. Destroyed bridges in Oro to be reconstructed. And CPL Group officially opens newest retail fashion outlets in Port Moresby.
This is National EMTV News with Tokana Hasavi.
Good evening and welcome to Friday's news. It's good to have your company. Prime Minister Peter O'Neill will be tabling the final report into the organic law on provincial and local level governments in Parliament in the May session. An inquiry was initiated in 2013 by the Constitutional Law Reform Commission on the direction of the O'Neill government. Recommendations of the report will be deliberated in Parliament before amendments are made to the law.
The final report was presented to Prime Minister Peter O'Neill on Wednesday by Chairman of Constitutional Law Reform Commission Joseph Lelang and Minister for Labour and Industrial Relations Benjamin Popanawa. The Prime Minister assured everyone there that the report will be tabled in Parliament next month. The review of the organic law on provincial and local level governments was completed in October last year. It was done in partnership with the Department of Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs. The final report in 2 volumes contains views of the people and their leaders on the organic law and recommendations on improving the system for effective service delivery. An in-depth review of the law included consultations with Papua New Guineans and their political leaders at national, provincial, LLGs and wards. Recommendations aim to improve the system of sub-national governments in delivering services to the vast majority of people in rural areas. Michelle Amba, National EMTV News.
People from the mainland and the islands of the Manus province have called on the provincial government to open the newly built Lorengau market. It comes as they share smaller markets with Lorengau's ward council areas. The Lorengau market was part of the asylum seeker agreement built by the Australian government. Market Committee Chairman, Deputy Chairman Peter Nanukuo explains that the contractor tasked to build the market didn't install wiring for electricity, delaying the usage of the market. MTV's Bethany Harriman reports from Lorengau.
Much of the growth in Lorengau is said to be projected from spin-off businesses from the asylum seeker deal between Papua New Guinea and the Australian government. For the rest of the local population, the completion of the Lorengau market meant people from the surrounding islands and the inland would have a point to participate in the local economy. But it's still closed to locals, forcing those who travel far from the islands and inland to share markets with local ward councils.
Market is very important to our livelihood.
Mark Siwe from Low Island in the Balopa LLG, an island known for its rich garden produce, said the women from his area take a 3-hour dinghy ride to come sell fruits and vegetables in Lorengau. These pictures show the women sitting under the sun selling their fish to make income for salt and sugar from the shops.
We have to sell this food at the market so that we can be able to pay all our school fees for our children.
It's not just the island moving into the inlands of Manus, and also on the north coast of the province, women come to sell fish and garden produce. They're complaining about sitting outside in the weather.
Market is alright, so needs blomia. So me must come lot. Maski sun rain, how me come sit down, na me come okay market blomi, na me come market them, and me come stop them.
Jane Tony is from the Lele Bupi LLG. She has been marketing fish at the Ward 4 market for the last year, waiting for the new market to open.
So building na big market where you play walking, ma'am.
But there is an explanation from local authorities on the ground. Market Committee Deputy Chairman Peter Nanukuo explained that the market will remain closed until the month of June.
The market management team discovered that there was no electricity wired in the new market facility.
Because the initial contractor that built the market didn't install electricity wires.
And because of, in the absence of the electricity, the management has gone about their way to request contractors to bid for that particular project.
The Lorengau Market and the Momote Road are projects that are part of the much debated asylum seeker deal between Papua New Guinea and the Australian government. The Lorengau Market has been built and it was recently opened by Australian High Commissioner Deborah Stokes. But after the opening, senior public servants who are also part of a committee managing the market found that the initial contractor tasked to build the market hadn't installed electrical wires. That has stopped the majority of the Manus people from accessing a vital economical focal point. Bethany Harriman, National EMTV News, Lorengau.
The 4 bridges destroyed by Cyclone Guba in 2007 in the northern province will be reconstructed at the cost of 139 million kina. The project is being managed by the Australian government under the PNG Australia Transport Sector Support Program. One of the 4 new bridges will be the longest 2-lane bridge in the country.
After 8 long years of struggle and lives lost following the devastating effects caused by Cyclone Guba in 2007, the people of Northern Province will now see their bridges reconstructed thanks to the Australian government. The local community was excited as they welcomed the delegates led by Northern Governor Gary Juffa and Australian High Commissioner to PNG, Her Excellency Deborah Stokes. They were also in the company of Works Secretary David Were and Transport Secretary Roy Mumu. Prior to the main event in Popondetta town, Ms. Stokes was taken to Kumusi, where she participated in a groundbreaking ceremony to kickstart works. Kumusi Bridge will be the longest 2-lane bridge in the country, next to Makam Bridge in Moresby Province. Back in Popondetta town, Ms. Stokes said improving roads and bridges are part of a long-term commitment between the Government of Australia and PNG.
So together we will replace 4 bridges with new bridges, which are durable and safer for pedestrians and all road users. The project is being managed by the Papua New Guinea Australia Transport Sector Support Program as part of the partnership between our 2 governments.
The 4 bridges to be reconstructed include Eroro, Girua, Ambogo and Kumusi. These vital links will ensure the smooth flow of economic activities, particularly for smallholder oil palm growers who depend entirely on the links to sell their harvest. The destruction caused by the effects of Cyclone Guba brought challenges to the Works and Transport departments respectively, including technical challenges to come up with designs that can withstand future natural disasters, among others.
Plans that are being adopted are intended to withstand some of those pressures or some of these effects. Of course, we can't stop the act of God, but whatever information has been used has been factored into the design of these infrastructures. So we are confident that that will stand certain pressures. And it's part of our overall government policy along transport sector, along providing very good sustainable transport access to the rural population of Papua New Guinea, which is consistent with our transport plan.
Inside long how me looking na walking all roads na bridges. Now today you may look him Australian government and me support him you me long 4 bridge. Before long you may walk him this 4 bridge. You may walk long, support him long. All temporary bridges where me look him and me stand up here today. Now me like talk thank you long. All engineers blow him in province society put him time na effort lo build him all this bridge so that he got temporary access and work lo continue lo maintain him lo movement belong all people na business inside the province.
Northern Governor Gary Juffa said his people have suffered enough and it was time to see tangible changes to move the province forward.
But the reason why we are having this is in acknowledgement of the assistance of the people of Australia. It is their taxpayers' money that is paying for these bridges. And we want to thank them for that.
The 4 bridges will be reconstructed by an Australian company, Construct Construction Solutions. The owner, Robin Murphy, was an engineer in the Western Highlands in the early 1960s. Bridget Komatep, National EMTV News.
You're watching National EMTV News tonight. Still to come in the news, City Pharmacy Limited Group officially opens newest retail business, Jacks of PNG, and a call to maximize land on Lae's peripheries to cater for future expansion. Stay with us. Good to have you back with the news. Moresby Governor Kelly Naru is calling on the people of Moresby to be active participants in Lae's growing economy. His call comes as Lae undergoes significant growth in business and infrastructure development. Mr. Naru described Morebians as spectators on their own land who are not making use of available business opportunities.
The developments undertaken by the national government in fixing road networks and improving wharf facilities will create more employment and business opportunities. This also means more revenue for Moresby province and its people. For Governor Kelly Naru, he wants to see Moresby people own businesses and become active participants in Lae's economic boom.
Partnership long investment na business na growth in that long city blue me now. Me play start long kisim encourage more landowners lo come inside.
In 2013, the Moresby provincial government came up with a policy to give more business opportunities to Morebians. The 60-40 arrangement was to ensure 60% of business opportunities are shared among Morebians and 40% for people from other provinces. To date, not many businesses owned by Morebians have emerged.
So we are now trying to encourage the freeing up of traditional customary land now only come inside now. And then business go inside now people are working this model. And this model and work successfully finish. For instance, long Malang Fish Factory. This is a successful model based on the private partnership landowner model.
There are many business opportunities available for the local people to venture into. The Moresby governor has also challenged landowners to consider partnering with reputable investors to develop their land and resources. Affordable housing and transport are some areas that are in high demand in Lae City. Morebians can easily venture into these businesses and become service providers to the people in Lae City. Sylvester Gawi, National MTV News, Lae.
The Office of Urbanisation is expected to begin discussions with the Moresby provincial government to look at maximising the use of land on the peripheries of Lae in preparation for the city's expansion. But as government's planning progresses, there is a new challenge of settlements growing near Nadzap.
This is land next to the Nadzap airport that's being settled on by businesses and individuals. This is also where the Office of Urbanisation expects to have land subdivided and leased to individuals. It's a move meant to reduce the pressure on Lae City's increasing population of close to 500,000 people. The decision, which has not been finalized while seen as a solution, is expected to make just a small dent in the large challenge of managing population and urban growth in Lae City.
Already the projections about the city's expansion have prompted people to start seeking land on the peripheries. But government agencies like the Office of Urbanisation, tasked with managing that growth, say there needs to be some control before the migration of people becomes chaotic.
Near the Nadzap airport, landowner Yone Morris and his family are starting to feel the pinch of settlement growth.
The development kam mi blol papa ground mi blai some one bello development by kam. So lol se musa dola no li kam sit down got good bla contract one mi bla signing good bla agreement some leasing ground is lagain emoli got chance blolo stop inside time city develop kam. So
they allowed people to settle for a fee or lease payments on customary land several years ago.
Some blol customary land no sem lo mi bla sampla already stream ground finish. Ali oni my LG blol ali got finish. So sampla ali try me lo kim so saw se development bakam so anytime all by 7 ground blown.
Land allocations near Nadzap have stopped for now, but without proper advice, landowners stand to lose their land through illegal deals and informal lease arrangements. Scott Wide, National MTV News, Lae.
There's been a new addition to the chain of stores at the Waigani Central Shopping Area in Port Moresby. Jack's of PNG was officially opened today as a new retail business belonging to the City Pharmacy Group. CPL Group said Jack's of PNG is a game changer for the whole Waigani Central property and is expected to draw valuable, loving and fashionable shoppers in the nation's capital.
CPL's new retail business is a joint venture with Jacks of Fiji. Jacks of PNG carries specialty brands such as Rip Curl and a lot more. The children's section has clothes for kids ranging from infants to the preschool aged with Fijian-made outfits from Jacks Garment Limited. The women's section features the lingerie, casual wear, formal attire, bags and hats. The men's section featured Jack's exclusive brands First Tribe and Ganga in the sportswear department. From jewelry to teens humor to surfing brands Rip Curl and the Bula wear, Jacks of PNG has something for everyone. This new 5 million kina retail business marks an important expansion for the company and a significant step towards elevating the shopping experience in PNG. EMTV spoke to CPL Chairman Mahesh Patel earlier this week about Jacks of PNG.
And there has not really been a structured, organized fashion retailer in the country. And believe me, we've written to hundreds of companies around the world in Australia and really have not had replies. So on a number of my trips to Fiji, I'm sort of encouraging those people. I thought, well, smaller companies may be more conducive in coming here. And even Jacks, when the directors came to Papua New Guinea about 3 years ago, they didn't have the comfort level. So we persevered, we said, listen, we approached other companies as well. Finally, they came for another visit and they were sort of quite comfortable into sort of, okay, we're ready to launch. So,
with an increasing number of residence and office spaces in nearby areas, CPL Group's Waigani Central is poised to be the preeminent venue for a complete shopping experience.
This is going to be the brand which is going to be very popular in Papua New Guinea. I think Papua New Guineans love clothing, and I think Papua New Guineans are very trendy, and I think this is what it's going to take to a different level altogether.
Retail manager Yogesh Semi said there are plans to have PNG design clothes on the shelves sometime in the year. Jacks of PNG hopes to expand to other centers in the city and country, provided there is ideal location available. Delhi Bagu, National EMTV News.
People's Microbank Limited have launched their mobile banking system at Lamana Hotel.